The following is a presentation of the Pro Wrestling Report. Informative, entertaining, and real since 1998.
Coming up next, it's the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime Saturday night. We're going to look back at the week in professional wrestling, including some of your comments, along with a brand new segment that could get interesting very, very fast. All that along with Star of the Week. Coming up right here, right now on the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime Saturday night. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime Saturday night. Damian Nelson sitting alongside David Octavius and Tiberius D. What is this?
Well, I thought we had time. I was trying to make a quick phone call. You'll get some hot news.
That thing doesn't work.
Of course it does. It's the very first wireless phone. Miss Betty, yes. Can you...
Let's go right into this week's WWE Raw report, ladies and gentlemen. Raw this past Monday night featured the return of the pipe bomb from CM Punk. However, not quite to the degree of what was 1 year ago. He directed his pipe bomb this week, did CM Punk, towards Jerry Lawler and more specifically, The Rock. And David Hero, CM Punk had a lot to say, including saying how the WWE Champion should be the focal point of Monday Night Raw every single week, and taking opposition to the comments of Jerry Lawler saying he turned his back on the WWE Universe.
You know, we've been saying this for months right now, that John Cena has been the face of the company, whereas CM Punk, who's been the WWE Champion, has not. And it's interesting. It's like they want to try to get some bad guy heat, some heel heat on CM Punk. So what do? You send him out there with everyone's favorite jester.
Everyone?
Jerry the King Lawler.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? It worked to a certain degree, but CM Punk has that fan base, that following that's going to love him if he's a good guy or a bad guy. It's not going to make one bit of difference. So it's interesting that they're trying to have him be paired up against Jerry Lawler and The Rock. I don't think that they're going to get what they're hoping for. I think The Rock might actually get booed in some of these events with CM Punk because his fans are so loyal to him. But talk about changing things up for the summer.
Another summer of Punk potentially, but the summer is almost over, and this was not as impactful as the pipe bomb of last year. But the question is, does he have more to say? Or should he have said more?
You know why it's impactful? Because since his pipe bomb a year ago, yes, he's been a two-time champion. He hasn't done a whole lot. So this right now was calling out the biggest dog in the company, The Rock. And to go one-on-one with the great one is only going to increase his stock and now make him a star almost on the same level as John Cena.
We have your comments, actually, in Interactive, which will be coming up next, that you submitted to us via Tout. On your thoughts on whether or not CM Punk had more to say or should have had more to say this past Monday night on Raw. Yeah, we're on Tout. It's a video thing, so 15 seconds or less.
Are we touting?
We're touting.
Is that what it's called? You know, touting?
We're touting.
How about that?
Much more happened on Raw, including a tremendous street fight between Daniel Bryan and Sheamus, and this was part of the Raw Active Initiative, where the fans picked the stipulation, thus being a street fight.
A no DQ, a no count, or a street fight. Isn't that all the same thing anyhow?
Come on, it's like Christmas. You're ruining for them. They picked. It was fun. They got to select which version it was.
I love them. Sheamus has been a Team Super Friend guy for a long time. It was a great match. Both guys could go. It's interesting how Daniel Bryan Danielson, a guy that really doesn't have a place in the company right now because he has no one to feud with, still goes. He doesn't. He's not working with Punk. He's not really working with Sheamus. He's more concerned with AJ and Dr. Oz.
Sheamus would win that matchup, and after the matchup, Daniel Bryan would be removed for psychiatric evaluation, which led to hilarity over the course of the evening until stepping in to be his anger management interventionist or whoever it was, Kane, coming in and attacking Daniel Bryan after all those great segments with him and, as you call him, Dr. Oz.
Well, yeah, wasn't Dr. Oz?
It was not Dr. Oz, as far as I know.
Looked like Dr. Oz.
Randy Orton makes his triumphant return to WWE Raw after serving out a 60-day suspension for a wellness policy violation. And how about that mohawk on Randy Orton? He's trying to have as good a hair as his opponent last week, Heath Slater.
You know, something just looks different about Randy Orton. And I just don't know what it is. He looks different.
Is he on a diet?
It's not. The hair's different. He just, I don't know. He looks.
When I change my hair every now and again, people say the same thing. It's like, wow, you look different this week.
Yeah, you do. But yeah, it just, hey, Randy Orton comes back. The crowd loves him. RKO chants Randy Orton. The women are swooning. The kids are cheering. He's RKOing Heath Slater all over the place. Poor Heath Slater. I know he's your guy.
You stop it, because you said here a couple weeks ago, what does Heath Slater do after the legends are gone? Oh,
what does he do? He loses to Randy Orton.
Was in the return match with Randy Orton. That's pretty substantial. If it would have been Tensai, then it would have been the greatest thing since sliced bread for him to have been in that match.
For Randy Orton against Tensai? Tensai has bigger problems right now.
Yeah, he's touting too. Big tag team matchup, Ziggler and The Miz teaming up to take on Jericho and Christian. What I noticed on this past Monday Night's Raw was the matches were given time, including this spectacular tag team matchup.
You got 3 hours to fill now. You got to give them time to wrestle. And those 4 guys can go.
They can go. They did go. But how about Jerry Lawler making so much point of Dolph Ziggler's missed spot in that matchup? Seemed like there was a little more there to that.
You got to show a chink in his armor somehow.
Like Tyson Kidd did to Tensai with his decisive victory over him for a second time on Raw?
Disqualification victory.
Was the number 1 contenders match, John Cena versus The Big Show. The winner would get a number 1 contender spot for the for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam, and well, both of them did. It's a 3-way dance.
I don't understand why CM Punk interfered in the match.
You don't?
You would think Punk would rather face John Cena than the Giant, The Big Show.
Yeah.
Right?
We'll see. And speaking of CM Punk, as we talked about earlier, your comments now, ladies and gentlemen, on the question of the week, which was, should CM Punk have had more to say this past Monday night? Let's go to your videos right now.
CM Punk's promo choice with WWE Raw, I think he said what he meant, he meant what he said. I think there's a lot of feeling behind the words he said. I don't think it was a big pop-on moment for CM Punk. However, I think it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with CM Punk going forward and his interaction.
Hey, what's up, Danny and David? CM Punk definitely did not say all there needed to be said. The fact is, the biggest prize in the WWE is not CM Punk's WWE title. It's being John Cena's opponent.
Thank you very much. Great PWR viewers and listeners. You can be on Primetime each and every week as well and submit your touts to us for the question of the week, which is announced every Monday night on The Meltdown.
Just make sure you're wearing pants when you're touting.
Still to come here on the Pro Wrestling Report, we've got the Star of the Week. More on the wrestling from last week, including last night's SmackDown. But first, you know what? We got a little special treat for you. As talked about on Monday night's Meltdown and on Monday on Twitter, David Hero, the production team has come up with a brand new Super Friends Tron video.
Fantastic.
A Titantron, if you will.
My own?
Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the new video.
Wait, you're way too excited
Super
about
Friends
this.
Titantron.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
Cal.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report,
funny.
Primetime Saturday night here on My 24 Milwaukee. What are you doing? We're on TV.
You got embarrassed, okay? But are you kidding? The Super Friends do not look like that. You think this is funny?
No, I'd like to say thank you for being a friend.
Cal, you're grounded.
That That's parental abuse.
No, it's parenting is what it is. He won't make that same mistake twice. Not pleased about this.
Let's go to this week's.
Aquaman looks ridiculous.
Aquaman wasn't even in it.
Yeah, it was. He looks old and decrepit. It's like your team.
Let's go to this week's TNA Impact Wrestling Report, ladies and gentlemen. And a couple of big departures from the company as of late, David Hero, including Angelina Love and most recently Velvet Sky, both from the Knockouts division, formerly of the Beautiful People. This is pretty substantial. All the girls are leaving town.
It is, but it isn't. I mean, Angelina Love and Velvet Sky, the Beautiful
At
People.
Velvo Holler?
At she's tweetable, you know.
I'd tweet her.
They haven't done much with them anyhow. Angelina Love, I mean, she was in that goofy kabuki thing with Winter, and ever since Velvet Sky lost the Knockouts Championship, she's been rather irrelevant on TNA Impact Wrestling.
That was only back in, that was at Slammiversary,
But you know, here's the interesting thing. I don't know if a lot of people have really thought about this. Anyone that's leaving TNA Impact Wrestling right now, where are they going to go besides the Indies? Because with this lawsuit with the WWE, there is no way on God's green earth is Triple H
no chance in hell
going to want to hire anybody formerly of TNA Impact Wrestling.
Well, they did publicly say that they have no interest in anyone in TNA Wrestling.
Well, they had to say that.
Got challenged on the information that had been shared with them.
Whoever asked for their release or leaves TNA, the pickings are slim. Yeah, there's indies out there. You can go to Japan or Mexico or Aruba or whatever. But at the end of the day, you want to have that consistent paycheck.
But you also have said, and many stars have made the choice to go and just simply do those independent shows, be their own boss, if you will, and not have the burden of a contract from one of the companies on them. So for these two specifically, do you think there's a chance for things to be more lucrative?
It's different for women wrestling than it is for the guys.
Well, I'm just going to let you talk. Go right ahead. Please explain.
Because the Knockouts and Divas don't make the same money as the superstars do.
True.
They don't.
True.
So listen, as an independent wrestling promoter, it's a little more kabuki-ish, maybe a little more dangerous.
Why are you so obsessed with the Great Kabuki?
Or dangerous for the Knockouts and Divas. They're going to different towns. They don't know who the promoter is. There's no guarantees of a payday. It's just awkward at times. So for the women to go out there on the indies, they roll the dice far more than the men do.
I'll give you that.
Of course you would.
The aces and eights, David Hero. The question, has TNA given us enough of a reason to care about them?
Not yet. I don't think TNA really knows which way this is going quite yet. With Hogan on the shelf with his surgery and Sting not on a full-time schedule, it's hard to see where they're going to go.
Yeah.
And when they do have the reveal of the aces and eights, is there a star or stars or someone recognizable enough where you believe, wow, these guys can beat two icons in Hogan and Sting?
Who's behind the group? There's one name that's been floating around recently that I think is fairly intriguing given the real-life drama surrounding him in TNA Wrestling.
You think Scott Steiner?
Absolutely not. Jeff Jarrett. What if? He's been basically excommunicated from TNA.
It could be Jeff
It all
Jarrett.
would make sense.
You know what? I think TNA Impact Wrestling misses Jeff Jarrett. He brings a different dynamic. He brings
absolutely does.
a swagger
Underrated,
to the.
I would say.
He is underrated, and much like when Triple H was gone for a while, the fans were happy to see him back.
Yeah.
And I think Jeff Jarrett, still has a lot to offer. I'm not sure if he's the guy or not, though.
Could be.
It could be interesting.
It's got to be something substantial to make it worthwhile, though, because, again, as you talk about, you look at all these guys who have taken out the likes of Sting, Hulk Hogan, and many others.
Aries and Storm and Rude and Ken Anderson. Could be. Is it you? Do you have your fingers in this pie somewhere?
I don't play cards.
I've heard about your stories in Lost Wages.
That's this week's TNA Impact Report. Yes, we were down at Karma Bar and Grill as well this past Thursday night. But you can join us every Thursday night at Karma Bar and Grill to watch Impact Wrestling with us live and potentially get a chance to be here on this very program.
Let's not forget, Karma Bar and Grill is also going to be the home of the PWR show SummerSlam party.
Why do you say show all the time? It's just PWR.
But it is a show. When we're somewhere, it's always a show.
It's a live event.
It is a live event.
SummerSlam with
Hurricane Shane Helms.
It's hurricane season. You can meet Hurricane Helms. Join us at Karma. SummerSlam Sunday. It's going to be a big event. And
August
the night
19th.
before.
It will be in Cedarburg, Circle B, Wisconsin, blizzardbrawl.com. Shane Helms will be there styling and profiling and wrestling and body slamming and choke slamming. Maybe you.
Will he be moving and grooving?
The unsuper friend.
I don't like the anger in your tone.
It's not anger, it's bass.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh. Also, as we're talking about available things you can do with the Pro Wrestling Report team, on Monday, August 27th, it's the WWE Raw coming to the Bradley Center, the BMO Harris Bradley Center. And PWR has a suite. It's sweet and sexy. Tickets are available for only $60 each right now at pwrshow.com. You can go and purchase those tickets and join us in the suite at
Is Linda Kay going to be there again?
Absolutely.
You know what her new theme song is lately, don't you?
What is that?
It's that shot, 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 something like that, yeah.
She was singing at that hotel. Or was it a hotel? A motel?
You guys
It was
in
the
St.
Holiday Inn,
Louis
actually.
were ridiculous. And listen, if you want to see our St. Louis shenanigans, go to pwrshow.com. Check out what this guy did on the streets of St. Louis.
Oh, there's some shenanigans coming later tonight. But before we do that, let's go to this week's WWE SmackDown report, ladies and gentlemen. And SmackDown last night. Big highlight of that show was Vince McMahon returning for the first time in 2 years to SmackDown on Friday nights and announcing the brand new general manager of SmackDown. And that man is Booker T.
5-time. Wow. But you know what? They had to get him off the announcers. They did.
Shucky Ducky.
Because people didn't like it. They didn't. And you know what? The good thing about Booker T being the general manager of SmackDown is he brings legitimacy.
Yeah.
No one's going to push him around the way they did Teddy Long. No one's going to call him crazy the way they do AJ Lee. Booker T brings star power to that brand.
Absolutely. It was a good choice to make. One, the WWE actually announced on their website earlier in the week that had happened at the taping, which is unusual for them. Also very happy to see that SmackDown was able to go off last night without a, incident, as we had on Raw Monday night.
Well, you know what? There was a lot of heat in Raw. I mean, my good God. And you know what's funny is we joke about the pyro and the fireworks, and you know Cal Hero is a big fan of fireworks and pyro at these events. And for them to have to shut down that arena for a little while at Raw because the Tron started on fire, wow.
One person who's not on fire is Tensai, who lost in a non-title matchup to Sheamus last night on SmackDown.
It's non-title, so it doesn't count. Santino Marella loses non-title matches every single week, sometimes twice.
It's non-title, so it doesn't count.
No, of course not.
Okay, and Santino did lose to Antonio Cesaro last night. Again, in a non-title
Yeah,
match.
it doesn't count. He's still the champion. Listen, Tensai is huge in Japan.
He's huge in the United
You
States.
need to open your eyes and realize what a star he truly is. Brutal.
Great matchup between those two as well. Sheamus continuing his dominance again on SmackDown last night, and seemingly on a long trail as the World Heavyweight Champion. His next opponent of any significance is Alberto Del Rio at SummerSlam. You got to wonder about ADR's chances.
They're building ADR to be quite a formidable opponent for him. You know,
ADR, who said he will not wrestle again until the title match at SummerSlam.
But he did with Randy Orton on SmackDown, so that was short-lived. Maybe it's on Raw he's talking about, but if you notice the subtle changes, the tweaks to the ADR persona, he's more aggressive. Now he's wearing all black. He's more of a heel. He's making guys tap quicker. He's just more brutal in the ring, and you need that when you go up against a Hulk like Sheamus, because he is on a roll. I don't see anybody in the near future beating Sheamus for that championship. It's his.
Including ADR?
Including ADR.
Interesting. I'm a little taken aback.
The
I'm surprised that you did that.
money with that is Sheamus and Randy Orton eventually. Both baby faces, build them up both. That's the coin flip match right there where you don't know who it's going to be.
All right. That's last night's SmackDown on the Sci-Fi Channel, and we want to let you know that still to come here on the Pro Wrestling Report, we've got a lot to talk about, including a brand new segment coming up next. Shenanigans, David Hero. It's the Shenanigans clip of the week. And I don't even know what this week's clip is.
I do have a clip. You know, you're
do you have
all funny ha-ha about your Super Friends Tron video. Well, you know, we were in St. Louis.
Those videos have been put on lockdown.
We had a little chat.
Not going to happen. Not going to happen.
With Billy Gunn.
That's still to come, ladies and gentlemen. I will have that brand new segment. I'll make sure that it is acceptable to my broadcast standards. And we'll also have this week's Star of the Week.
It's
the Pro Wrestling
Rotary
Report primetime Saturday night.
Can we get that video queued up,
right
please?
after this.
Thank you.
And without further ado, though, David Hero, it's time for a brand new segment here on the show, and that is the Shenanigans clip of the week. You know, you talk about we were in St. Louis, and we talked a couple weeks ago about special guests that would be staying with us in our hotel that people didn't know were going to be there because a few rooms were available. And we saw a couple of those clips that were secretly taken of me looking for Cody Rhodes all throughout St. Louis.
It took GTV to a whole new level, didn't it?
So Shenanigans, that's what it's all
not
about
just
sometimes.
a gimmick. It's truly a way of life. When it comes
really
to
is. I don't even know. I still can't find out what our clip is this week. So
I took care of that for you. We can roll that anytime you want right now.
Andy, is this a clip I've approved in advance?
No, there's no
approval.
It's shenanigans. Nothing gets approved.
There can't be shenanigans about shenanigans.
No, you can just roll the tape. It'll be fine. It always is.
I thought you did that.
Oh, yeah.
Twitter followers.
Really good.
Cal, what's up, buddy?
Damien got you a present.
Damien got me a present. You mean an award, probably. You know, because we did this little thing. It wasn't a little thing. It was huge. Huge. It's like a 3-part series. It's on TV. It was on the internet. It was huge. Just a bunch of hits. I bet it's like an Oscar or Emmy or whatever people from internet shows get, right? Did you look in here?
Yeah.
You did? So you brought me a shirt. So what is this shirt?
It's called the Nelson family shirt.
The Nelson family shirt. From what I understand, I'm not even in the Nelson family. I should have been like way on top. I should have been like his dad or something after the interview we did. And it's what is that on there? What do you call that?
That's the
Is he European? Is he from Europe?
Nope.
No, is he from Europe? No. I mean, you don't know. How do you know? Well, he's got some kind of family crest on here, and it's green, right? Yeah. So, I used to be in this thing, this little faction called DX, and we wore green. And our green is way more over than this green will ever be. You know how big that little series, that little part thing that we did? Huge. He should have got me like a gold trophy or something. But he's going to give me a shirt. You know how many people give me shirts? I get free shirts every single day. This is what put Damien Nelson on the map, was my interview. And then he's going to give me a shirt? That's insulting. It's really insulting. So what I want you to do, I want you to put this shirt on. I want you to go tell Damien Nelson. You're a little kid, so I'm not going to tell you what to tell him with it. But you know what? You can take that shirt and go throw it away or do it. Yeah, put it on. Matter of fact, put it on, go outside, play in a mud puddle like you little kids do, okay? Go swing on the swing set, get it all nice and dirty, and then go wash it and see if the stains come out or something. But take that shirt back to Damien and tell him, if he wants to impress me, bring me an Oscar or an Emmy that I did, okay? So how about just beat your little feet on outside and go play in the dirt or something?
We'll do free shipping if you want.
Whoa. There's no need for you to talk to me anymore. That's it. You, the shirt, the family crest, the European gimmick, go away. Go back on my Twitter, @RealBillyGunn, where things really happen, where people really send me things of significance. Oh shit, that green one. Maybe the green was supposed to impress me.
No. You know what? Here's the thing. There is one item that people want to get their hands on in the wrestling business right now, and that is this Caliente shirt. And I will tell you this. You know what, Billy Gunn? Firstly, I don't understand why you subject your child to such abuse.
Whoa, I did not. He was on Team Nelson all of a sudden. Yeah, see what happens?
There are more members. The Nelson family members are somewhat like the CIA.
Yeah, they're
They're sitting right next to you, but you may not know who they are.
Oh, that's fine.
Their shirts all,
okay.
Bro, we had to get
I'm sorry, Mr. Nelson. I have a very
Special package for. Did
Oh, look at this!
Whoa, whoa.
I got mail here. Fantastic.
From who?
This is from my boy, DDP Yoga. Listen, we were in St. Louis. He wants me to try this out. There's different.
Oh yeah, this is gonna happen. You're doing yoga.
Yeah, absolutely, I'm gonna try it out for a little while.
The dime a dozen. Look at this. There's charts and such of
You know
things
what? Hey,
to follow to do.
Here's what he says. Bro, enjoy the DVDs. Best of luck. When you're done, give it to Nelson. He may need it to get his head out of his. Oh, well, that's for flexibility stuff. But yeah, nice. Little DVDs here. I'll be doing all that kind of good stuff. This
You're
is
doing
awesome.
yoga.
I'm gonna try the DDP yoga. Yeah, DDP yoga. Yoga for regular guys.
There's a progress journal in here and everything.
Yeah, I gotta track everything. This will be interesting. Red hot core. How about that? Thanks, Dallas.
See what happens when you throw in a clip called Shenanigans here on this program? Let's try to get back on track here, ladies and gentlemen, and let's go to this week's, what will no doubt be a laughing matter, and that is the star of the week. David, in case you haven't had enough time, take it away.
This week's PWR show star of the week is the returning Randy Orton.
Oh, decent. That's
Comes back.
first relevant thing you've said on the show this week.
You know what? I know he's on Team Nelson family. He comes back. It's a big rounding applause. He does look. I still don't know what is so different about him. Maybe it's the hair. I'm not quite sure. But he comes back and takes out your boy Heath Slater, and Randy Orton. He's back on the Raw and SmackDown brands in this week's PWR Star of the Week. You'll be fine.
Oh, I'll be
You'll
fine.
be
Don't
okay.
you worry. There's some pictures out there that. Well, I'm not even going to spoil it. I'm not even going to say
Pictures?
anything. No,
There's no
I'm not.
pictures.
Just like the big pictures of Elizabeth that we're going to be hanging at WrestleMania 8. It's going to be all bad for you.
I'm gonna make sure.
That's this week's edition of the Pro Wrestling Report, primetime Saturday night, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with you again next week right here on My 24 Milwaukee. But in the meantime and in between time, on Wednesdays at PWRshow.com, you get a very special midweek edition of the Pro Wrestling Report primetime, where we're going to be talking about whether or not WWE is deliberately attempting to damage Brock Lesnar.
Hey,
Pro
Linda,
Wrestling Report
Linda,
primetime
what are
Saturday
these
night.
pictures he's
Thank you
talking
so much
about?
for tuning in.
No pictures. Linda?